the 1980 quarter dollar with a D mint mark American history its value in today's market. Before we dive into the value, let's take a brief look at the history of this coin. The 1980 quarter dollar, part of the Washington Quarter series, was minted during an era when coin collecting was gaining significant popularity. It features the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse side, designed by John Flanagan, and the iconic eagle on the reverse. The D mint mark indicates that this coin was minted in Denver, one of the three mints producing quarters at the time, the others being Philadelphia and San Francisco. In 1980, over 518 million quarters were struck at the Denver Mint, making this coin relatively common in circulation. But as we all know, rarity and condition can make all the difference when it comes to a coin's value. First, let's talk about condition. In the coin collecting world, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state. Today, we're focusing on quarters in good condition, which is lower on the scale but still collectible. A quarter in good condition shows significant wear and tear. The fine details are worn down, and the coin might have some scratches or discoloration. While this condition is far from pristine, it's still highly valued by collectors, especially if it's rare or has unique characteristics. However, there's more to the story. Certain factors can push the value higher. For example, if your 1980D quarter has an error like a double die, an off-center strike, or a particularly rare variety, you could be looking at a much higher value. Error coins from this era are highly sought after and can sell for significantly more at auctions or among collectors. Let's say you find a 1980D quarter with a noticeable mint error. You could be holding a coin worth upwards of $50 or even more. That's a massive return on what most would consider just pocket change. And there you have it, the story of the 1980D quarter dollar. While it may seem like an ordinary coin, it holds a special place in the world of numismatics. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, it's always exciting to discover the potential hidden in your pocket change. The 1991 ultra-rare coin with a P mint mark. If you're a numismatist or just curious about coin values, stick around as we explore its extraordinary worth in today's market. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Our coin of interest is a 1991 issue with a P mint mark. The P mint mark signifies that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While 1991 was a relatively quiet year for coin collectors, the P mint mark coin stands out due to its rarity and condition. But why is this particular coin so valuable? Let's dig deeper. First, let's examine the key characteristics of this coin. The 1991 P mint mark coin typically refers to one of the following types: the Lincoln cent, the Jefferson nickel, the Roosevelt dime, or the Washington quarter. Each of these coins had their own unique mintage and design details that influenced their value. For example, the 1991 P Lincoln cent has a high value due to a low mintage and unique characteristics that make it stand out from other years. Similarly, the 1991 P Jefferson nickel has a unique design element that contributes to its rarity. Now, let's talk numbers. The value of these coins can vary greatly depending on their condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor P to mint state MS, with higher grades commanding premium prices. In the current market, a 1991 P Lincoln cent in pristine, mint condition can fetch anywhere from $50 to over $200. The 1991 P Jefferson nickel, depending on its specific details and condition, can range from $10 to $150. For the Roosevelt dime, values can vary between $10 to $100, while the 1991 P Washington quarter can range from $15 to $75. These values are subject to change based on market demand and collector interest. If you own one of these coins or are considering buying one, make sure to consult with a professional coin appraiser or check recent auction results to get the most accurate valuation. Several factors influence a coin's value, including its rarity, demand, and overall condition. For our 1991 P mint mark coin, rarity plays a significant role. Coins with fewer mintage numbers or those that had some sort of production anomaly are often more valuable. Additionally, the condition is crucial. Coins that are well preserved with minimal wear and tear will be valued higher. Collectors often look for coins with clear, sharp details and no significant damage. In conclusion, the 1991 P mint mark coin is a prized piece for collectors, with its value depending largely on its type and condition. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, understanding the factors that affect coin value can help you make informed decisions. Next up, the 1985 Washington Quarter with the P mint mark. Let's start with a little history. The Washington Quarter, first minted in 1932, was introduced to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design by John Flanagan has been iconic, with Washington's profile gracing the obverse of the coin. Over the years, millions of these coins have been struck, but not all quarters are created equal. The 1985 quarter, minted in Philadelphia, carries the P mint mark. While most quarters minted during this year were circulated widely and are still in use today, certain factors can make some of these coins much more valuable. As with most coins, the condition is crucial. In the world of numismatics, coins are graded based on their state of preservation. For a 1985 quarter in fine condition, we're talking about a coin that has seen some use but still retains most of its design details. The finer the condition, the higher the potential value. The P mint mark indicates that the coin was minted in Philadelphia. While this doesn't make the coin rare in itself, certain minting errors or variations associated with the P mint mark can significantly increase a coin's value. Keep an eye out for any unusual features on your 1985 quarter. Errors like doubled dies, off-center strikes, or other minting mistakes can skyrocket the coin's value. Even slight variations can make a big difference to collectors. Now, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for: the current market value of a 1985 quarter with a P mint mark in fine condition. As of today's market, these coins can fetch anywhere from $1 to $5. Yes, you heard that right. That's up to 20 times its face value. And remember, this value can vary based on demand, the presence of any unique errors, and of course the coin's overall condition. If you have a 1985 P quarter in fine condition, you might consider getting it appraised or even graded professionally. Selling through a reputable auction site or a trusted coin dealer can also help you get the best value for your coin. Store your coins in a cool, dry place to prevent damage. Use protective holders or albums to keep them in the best condition possible. Regularly check your collection. As coin values can change over time, you might find that what was once a common coin has become more valuable. Keep up with the latest in coin news. Market values fluctuate, and new discoveries about errors or varieties can suddenly make certain coins more valuable. So there you have it, the 1985 quarter with the P mint mark in fine condition might be worth more than you think. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who enjoys the thrill of discovering hidden treasures, it's always exciting to learn more about the coins we come across every day. Next up, the value of a super rare silver Washington quarter from 1968 without a mint mark, particularly when it's in a dirty or less than perfect condition. First, let's start with some basics. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932, and it features a portrait of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. The 1968 Washington quarter, however, is special for a couple of reasons. In 1968, the U.S. Mint produced quarters at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint, like the one we're discussing today, do not have a mint mark. This can sometimes make identifying and valuing these quarters a bit tricky, especially when they're in less than pristine condition. Now, here's where things get interesting. While the 1968 Washington quarter was struck in a copper nickel-clad composition rather than the silver content used in earlier years, the key factor in its value is its condition and rarity. Even in dirty or worn condition, this coin can still hold value among collectors. While the 1968 Washington quarter without a mint mark might not be the rarest or most valuable coin in the market, it's an interesting piece of numismatic history. Its value might not be sky-high, but it's a great example of how even seemingly common coins can have hidden value, especially in different conditions. Next up, the 1990 quarter dollar with a D mint mark. If you've got one of these coins in very fine condition, you could be sitting on a small treasure. Stick around as we explore the history, design, and current market value of this rare quarter. Let's start with a bit of history. The 1990 quarter dollar part of the Washington quarter series was struck at the Denver Mint, hence the D mint mark. This series, featuring George Washington, began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. The design was created by sculptor John Flanagan and has become one of the most recognizable coins in American history. By 1990, the Washington quarter had already seen nearly 60 years of circulation, but that year was still significant. The coin's composition was made up of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a standard since 1965 after the United States transitioned away from silver coins. While the 1990 quarter might seem like a common coin, certain factors can make it quite valuable, especially when it's in very fine condition. So, what makes the 1990D quarter dollar special? Well, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. The Denver Mint produced millions of these coins, but finding one in very fine condition today is becoming increasingly rare. A coin in very fine condition means it has seen some circulation, but retains most of its design details. There might be some light wear on the highest points of the design, but the overall appearance remains sharp and attractive. Moreover, collectors are particularly interested in coins from the 1990s as this era saw significant changes in American coinage. The 1990 quarter, while not as old as some other collectible coins, represents a piece of modern history and bridges the gap between older, more valuable silver quarters and the newer state quarters that began in 1999. Now let's talk about value. The value of a 1990D quarter dollar in very fine condition can vary depending on a few factors, including the coin's exact grade, the market demand, and whether there are any rare die varieties or mint errors present. Generally, a 1990D quarter in very fine condition might not fetch a fortune, but it could be worth more than its face value. On average, these coins can be valued anywhere between $15,000, depending on the collector's interest and market conditions. However, if your quarter has an error, such as a double die or an off-center strike, its value could increase significantly. To get the most accurate valuation, it's a good idea to have your coin professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. They can provide a certified grade that could increase your coin's value on the market. In recent years, we've seen some interesting trends in the market for 1990D quarters. As more collectors focus on completing their Washington quarter series, the demand for high-quality coins from the 1980s and 1990s has grown. For instance, in online auctions, some very fine-condition 1990D quarters have sold for upwards of $20,000 or more, especially if the coin is part of a set or has an interesting provenance. One notable sale that caught the attention of collectors was a lot of Washington quarters that included several from the 1990s, with a 1990D in very fine condition selling for a premium due to its well-preserved details and sharp strike. If you're lucky enough to own a 1990D quarter in very fine condition, you'll want to preserve it properly to maintain or even increase its value. Keep the coin in a protective holder to prevent further wear or damage. Avoid cleaning the coin, as this can reduce its value significantly. When you're ready to sell, consider your options carefully. You could sell the coin to a local coin dealer, at a coin show, or through an online auction platform. Be sure to do your research and compare offers to ensure you're getting the best price for your valuable quarter. Next up, the 1983 quarter dollar with the D mint mark, and not just any 1983 quarter, but one in extra fine condition. We're going to break down its value in today's market, what makes it so special, and why collectors are willing to pay top dollar for it. So let's get started. First, let's talk a little bit about the history behind the 1983 quarter. The 1983 Washington quarter is part of the Washington quarter series, which began back in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Now, 1983 was an interesting year for coin production. The economy was recovering from a recession, and the US Mint was cranking out coins to meet demand. But here's where it gets interesting. 1983 quarters are somewhat unique because, unlike other years, the US Mint did not produce any mint sets or uncirculated coin sets for collectors that year. That means the only way to find high-quality examples of this coin is to look for those that have survived in circulation. Because of this, 1983 quarters in extra fine condition, or better, are highly sought after by collectors. Now, let's take a closer look at the 1983 quarter with the D mint mark. If you're holding one of these coins in extra fine condition, here's what you should be looking for. First, the D mint mark indicates that this coin was minted in Denver. In terms of design, the obverse features the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, while the reverse shows the iconic American eagle with outstretched wings. To be considered in extra fine condition, Your quarter should have sharp details on Washington's hair, the eagle's feathers, and minimal wear on the high points of the coin. The coin should also have a nice, even color without significant scratches or marks. So, what's the big question? How much is a 1983 quarter with a D mint mark in extra fine condition worth today? Well, the value of this coin can vary significantly depending on its condition. As of now, if your 1983 D quarter is in extra fine condition, you could be looking at a value ranging anywhere from $30 to $60. However, if your coin is in even better condition, such as uncirculated or mint state, it could fetch significantly higher prices, sometimes upwards of $100 or more, depending on the buyer and the specific grading of the coin. Collectors are particularly interested in these coins because they're so difficult to find in high grades due to the lack of mint sets in 1983. If you have one that has been well preserved, it's definitely worth having it appraised or graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, as this could dramatically increase its value. Why do collectors love the 1983 quarter so much? Besides the scarcity of high-quality examples, these quarters are a nostalgic piece of American history. They represent a time when the U.S. Mint was adapting to economic changes, and the absence of collector sets makes them a unique challenge to find in top condition. Additionally, the Washington Quarter Series is one of the most popular among U.S. coin collectors, meaning there's always a demand for well-preserved pieces, especially from harder-to-find years like 1983. If you're lucky enough to find a 1983 D quarter in extra fine condition, here are a few tips to keep it that way. First, always handle your coins by the edges to avoid oils from your fingers getting on the surface. Store them in a cool, dry place and consider using protective holders or cases to prevent scratches or tarnishing. And if you're actively searching for this coin, keep an eye out at flea markets, estate sales, and your everyday change. You never know when a valuable coin might turn up. Next up, the 1982 Washington Quarter with the D mint mark. We'll explore its value, what makes it special, and why it might be a valuable addition to your collection. So, let's get started. Here we have the 1982 Washington Quarter, a coin that many might overlook at first glance. But believe it or not, this coin, especially with the D mint mark, can hold a surprising amount of value in today's market. Let's break down why that is. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1982, the coin had undergone several design changes, but it still featured the familiar image of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. The 1982 issue was part of the series struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The D mint mark indicates that this particular quarter was minted in Denver. In general, quarters from the 1980s are not considered rare, but there are exceptions based on mint marks, condition, and demand. The 1982 Denver Mint Mark Quarter is one such exception that has caught the attention of collectors. Several factors determine the value of a coin like this one. The primary factors include the coin's condition, rarity, and demand among collectors. The term good in coin grading refers to the coin's condition. In coin grading, good is one of the lower grades, indicating that the coin shows significant wear and loss of detail. Even in this condition, however, the 1982 Washington Quarter with the D mint mark holds a certain value due to its relative scarcity compared to other quarters from the same era. So, what is the current market value of a 1982 Washington Quarter with a D mint mark in good condition? As of today, you can expect this coin to be valued at approximately $5 to $10. This might seem modest compared to some of the rarer coins out there, but for a quarter from the 1980s, this is quite impressive. The value can fluctuate based on market trends, collector demand, and the overall supply of these coins in various conditions. Additionally, if you have a quarter that is in better condition, then goods such as fine or very fine, the value can be significantly higher. Check the condition, use a magnifier to examine the coin's details, and grade it accurately. Get it appraised for a more precise valuation. Consider having your coin appraised by a professional numismatist. Stay informed, keep up with current market trends and prices by following reputable coin collecting websites and forums. Preserve your coin, store it properly to prevent further wear and tear. That's it for today's deep dive into the 1982 Washington Quarter with the D mint mark. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, Understanding the value of coins like these can enhance your collection and investment strategy. Next up, the rare 1984 quarter dollar with a P mint mark in extra fine condition. How much is it worth today? Let's find out. First, a little background on the 1984 quarter. This coin, like all Washington quarters, features the iconic image of George Washington on the obverse side. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth, and it quickly became a staple in American currency. In 1984, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia produced millions of these coins, which are identified by the P Mint mark. While most of these coins were circulated widely and are common today, certain rare conditions and errors can make specific 1984 quarters incredibly valuable. The coin we're discussing today is in extra fine XF condition. In numismatics, the condition of a coin plays a massive role in its value. An extra fine coin shows only light wear on the highest points of the design and retains much of its original luster. For the 1984 quarter, finding one in this condition is less common than you might think, especially since most were heavily circulated. While millions of these coins were minted, few have survived in extra fine or better condition. This rarity significantly increases the value for collectors looking to complete their Washington quarter collections. There's a consistent demand for well-preserved Washington quarters, especially those from the 1980s that are harder to find in top condition. Collectors are often willing to pay a premium for coins that are in extra fine condition or better. As of today, the value of this coin in XF condition ranges from around $20,000, while that might not sound like a fortune. It's a significant increase from its face value of just $25,000. The exact price can vary depending on the specific condition and whether there are any unique attributes, like slight minting errors that could further increase its value. So there you have it, the 1984 quarter dollar with a P mint mark in extra fine condition might not make you rich, but it's definitely a valuable find for collectors. Whether you're looking to sell or hold on to it for the future, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin collecting content. See you in the next video.